What advice would you give that they try and balance now a new chapter in their life, which is, first in their families, first amongst, their community or whatever, right? As college or a professional world, but then they also have perhaps a little more responsibility maybe than a peer. So how can they balance that?
There's so much to be written about FGPs, and there's so much research to do. And where I want to get to with this eventually, I have multiple goals for this work, but it's to help FGPs work towards whole person development. So what do I mean by that? First generation professionals, as the first of their families, supporting working class families, often don't have two extra nickels to rub together. And when they are the first in their families to achieve um, the professional status they have with the income that comes with that, there's huge responsibility in supporting other members of the family and perhaps or very likely paying off that student loan debt. And in addition to that is the mental burden of being uncomfortable at work, feeling like an imposter. In our research, where we have interviewed dozens of first generation professionals, everyone cited being afraid that they would lose what they had achieved. And they knew they were being viewed as role models within their families and perhaps their larger communities. That's a lot of pressure. And when you are afraid of losing, all you do is push. So the first thing that I would say is that it is more than okay, and in fact, it is necessary to put yourself on your to-do list when it comes to taking care of yourself and doing the things you need to do to sustain the lifestyle that you have created for yourself. Um, Again, so many, 81% of first gen college students cite financial stability as a reason for going into the white collar world to begin with. You will not be able to sustain that financial stability if you burn out. So, um, having that threat as being something that you want to avoid and stay ahead of is probably not something that FGPs think about, let alone prioritize. And, we're here to say that's a non-negotiable if you're thinking about how you're going to be around for the long run.
Yeah. 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 No, I think very good advice. And, you know, um, yeah, it's just that I think, can we help them through what you've just said, to pause and see just a slightly different lens in addition to everything that they've achieved amidst their constraints or amidst their context. So I think that's good advice. And let's talk, Michelle. Any from all the work that you do, any success stories or anyone that you can think of, either in your practice or a company where there is kind of the story about here was one FGP who and I'm sure there are colleagues that are just there, but to where you may have seen someone to go from point A to point B, and something that you can share that you feel like maybe others can listen and kind of inspire, take some inspiration.
I hear throughout the course of our research and interviewing FGPs so many stories of persistence and drive and grit. And in every case, every individual said, I never thought what I have was in my reach. So I just encourage FGPs to, not be bound by their own sense of what is good and what is great. And I think what's most encouraging in the stories that I heard through the research we've been doing is that every FGP we spoke to said that they were able to ascend professionally as a result of other people seeing their potential and capability and giving them an opportunity. And in almost every case, the FGPs we interviewed said, when presented this opportunity, "Ooh, me? Okay, I will, because I trust you and because I don't want to let you down." And I think that just says so much about two major things. So, number one, constitutionally, FGPs are loyal and they will value the opportunities they are presented with, and will do everything they can to deliver to their fullest capability. And second, gosh, like what a powerful model for paying it forward. Another thing that I think that we will prove in some time is that FGPs make more engaged leaders because they understand the invaluable impact another person taking an interest in them and showing them an opportunity they didn't know was in their reach was in fact available to them. And my gosh, does the world need that kind of energy these days?
Yeah.